All right, now yet another Republican has come out and said, oh boy, Donald Trump is so grossly unqualified. It's Robert Gates. He was the CIA director for George H.W. Bush. He was the defense secretary for George W. Bush and briefly was defense secretary for Obama as well. And it is yet another respected Republican, guy who's been in office a long time, who's saying, "Guy, whatever you do, don't vote for Trump. He's a disaster." He called him unfit, unqualified. My favorite, stubbornly uninformed. He said, "Here's a guy who says he alone has the answers to the world's problems." He said he doesn't even know the world's problems. He's like he has no idea what he's talking about. But the most dangerous part is that he won't listen to anyone else, and you can tell in Gates's answers about Bush that you know that Gates doesn't think that George W. Bush is that bright. Of course, nobody does, right? I mean, you remember Bush. But he said, at least other presidents I worked for listened to their advisors. They didn't always take their advice. That's what a president does. You listen, and then you make up your own mind, right? But at least they listened to their advisors. That's an obvious reference to George W. Bush. He might have been a knucklehead and he might have been stubborn, but at least he heard you out. And he's saying Trump doesn't want to listen to the generals. He says he knows better than the generals based on absolutely nothing. Stubbornly uninformed. So here is yet another guy who's been in the Republican Party for a long, long time, who's run the... Look, this is not for Democrats. Democrats, you hate Robert Gates because he ran the CIA for Bush Sr. and he ran defense secretary. He was defense secretary for Bush Jr. and he, was defense secretary during Iraq, etc. Okay, but conservatives, this is the guy that you said was great, that you thought you respected before, and he's saying to you, don't do it. This guy is much dumber than George W. Bush. What more evidence do you need that Trump is totally and utterly unqualified? Final thing, Gates says, look, this is not a business transaction. Besides which, even if it was, if you've been watching these Loser Donald segments, he's bungled every business transaction too. He's like, when you're negotiating between states or you're doing foreign relations, you can't get angry at a hand motion from Iran. You've got to be a sophisticated thinker just a little bit, and for God's sake, listen to your advisors. But Trump won't do it. And that's why, by the way, he bankrupted all of his businesses. Because here, I'll give you one last quick example from another loser, Donald. When he wanted to open the Taj Mahal, everybody said, Donald, that'd be your third casino in Atlantic City. You're going to cannibalize your other businesses. He said, no, I won't. I'm a genius. I got this. I'm going to do 3 casinos in Atlantic City. And he opened it up. In the first year, the other 2 casinos, Trump Castle and Trump Plaza, lost $58 million, just like others predicted. And he's like, yeah, maybe I should have listened to them. Boom, bankrupt within a year. Taj Mahal bankrupt within a year, and then Castle and Plaza, all 3 bankrupt. He doesn't know what he's doing, stubbornly uninformed. And you put that guy in charge of the country, and I'm afraid we're all doomed. That's the reality, and even smart Republicans say the same exact thing.